जाए, उनको अपने घरों में वापस भेजा जाए या कम से कम उनको कश्मीर में लाया जाए। मुल्क के मुख्तलिफ जेलों में उनको
Thank you, Chairman, ma'am. I just want to cover certain points and I'll go straight forward to it. The country has heard of tax terrorism, and now we have also seen the tax terrorists of this country, that is this government, and the number of taxes that are being levied are beyond the control of the government, and they do not have any financial or economical strategy. They're kind of very clueless about this. Today there are nearly 9 different rates of GST, starting from 0% to 28%. We have a regime that has created one of the worst GST, that is a good and service tax, which was supposed to be a simple tax, but in the whole world, in about 50 countries, this is the worst tax collection system that we have seen. For the first time, the amount of money collected from companies is less than the tax revenue collected from individual taxpayers, which is going up. Corporate tax collection is up by 1.2%, while GST collection is up by 12%, and income tax is up by 20%. The economy is slowing down because the government is taking people's money, leaving them with nothing to spend, and there is no growing demand. I feel that there is a need to mention that there should be a cut in people's tax and not in corporate tax. I also like to mention that Congress had earlier proposed a GST system having only 3 slabs. And now there are 3 slabs for popcorn itself. Caramelized popcorn has been taxed at 18%, and I'll not go into the popcorn fiasco because it's an explanation by a FM that had the country laughing. बस इतना ही बात करना चाहता हूँ कि MSME में GST 18% लगा रहे स्पेयर पार्ट्स पे, और उसी तरह larger firms have to pay 12% on finished products. I think they should simplify it and keep it 15% to promote the MSME business. I would also like to mention that Malaysia, for instance, repealed its GST in 2018. Repealed its GST in 2018 due to public dissatisfaction and adverse effects on small and medium businesses. I would also mention that European Union's VAT system that has succeeded by incorporating tailored exemptions and subsidies to support smaller enterprises. The government should stop the freebies that they offer. This ultimately puts the burden on the government's treasury, and if the bureaucracy is active, they must also advise the government that they should adopt good home economic policies. About 80% of the India's central government spending is funded through taxes. This is much higher than countries like Brazil, Mexico, and China, which depend less on tax collection. The US President, Mr. Donald Trump, had hinted at a potential scrapping of the income tax system in America and replacing it with tariffs to fund the government. There is a plan to overhaul the US taxation system to shift the burden away from the American workers and the businesses. Trump has been saying he has been the champion of America First policy. Will the Indian government also plan an India First policy and give benefit to the Indians? The Prime Minister had adopted many of the Congress promises, such as the apprenticeship scheme in the past. The central government must consider this change in GST policy too. The government must stop abusing its taxpayers. I would also like to mention that the Union Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, had said that income tax exemption up to 12 lakhs would put additional 1 lakh crore in our hands. I think the perception has hence gained ground that this additional cash would find its way into consumption and hence fuel the demand in this Indian economy. Indian household debt is at an all-time high and stands at 42.9% of the GDP, with 2.7 lakh crores outstanding credit debt in India. I would also like to mention that in 2018, the affordable homes sold was 54%, but 2024 it is 26%. Depressingly, luxury housing booms while the middle class struggles with affordability crisis. जो घर 1 करोड़ से ज़्यादा के थे वो 2018 में 16% बिके और 2024 में 43% बिके, लगभग 3 गुना ज़्यादा. मतलब अगर आप 1 करोड़ से ज़्यादा कमाते हैं तो फिर आपकी ज़िंदगी अच्छी है, लेकिन अगर आप मिडिल या लोअर मिडिल क्लास में आते हैं और घर खरीदना है तो आपको सपना शायद ये सपना ही रह जाएगा. ये भी पता चल रहा है कि 2000 घरों का कंस्ट्रक्शन ठप हो बैठा है और घर पोजेशन में मिलने में भी मिनिमम 3 से 4 साल का डिले होता है. In conclusion, I would just like to say that रोटी कपड़ा मकान एक इमोशनल टैगलाइन नहीं बल्कि हकीकत है, क्योंकि आज मैं सांसद में MP के तौर पे नहीं बल्कि आम आदमी के डाकिया के रूप ले आया हूँ. मेरा ये कोशिश रहेगा अध्यक्ष सभापति महोदया जी की आपके माध्यम से आम आदमी की ज़रूरतों को मैं नॉर्थ और साउथ ब्लॉक के कॉरिडोर्स तक पहुंचा सकूं. टैक्सेशन को बेहतर तो पैसा बचता तभी आम आदमी की रोटी कपड़ा और मकान मिलेगा. मैं एक शेर सुना के अपनी बात खत्म करूंगा. लश्कर में तुम्हारा है सरदार तुम्हारा है, तुम झूठ को सच लिख दो, अखबार तुम्हारा है। आम आदमी की प्रगति तुमसे बर्दाश्त नहीं होती। इस मोम के पुतले को किरदार तुम्हारा है। धन्यवाद।
सभा की कार्यवाही मंगलवार दिनांक 25 मार्च 2025 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।